October the 16th, 2021. Guys, you're looking at the earthquake information for this section of the planet. This is the Canary Islands, and you see where the stars flashing there. That is La Palma. I'm going to put a link to it because a lot of people ask, why is the USGS or our earthquake folks here not monitoring the quakes there? Because the Spanish do it. This is part of the Spanish National Geographic Institute. You know, it's their research. And so now the USGS will pick up the larger quakes worldwide. Maybe that's just feeding from the other systems, not sure. But here, this is the best one to keep up with La Palma. On the left, it's much like the USGS is as far as listing the quake information. And you can zoom up on this. Notice that La Palma here, and all of these islands, as I mentioned before, are volcanic islands. These are the oldest, closest to the African continent, because they have passed over this hotspot. The entire section of this area, or the entire African plate, is moving this way to the east. And they say about the speed your fingernails grow. I've mentioned that before. And so these islands are very old, and they're worn down. They're not as high as they used to be. Some of this area is even submerged. And if you ask me, these two islands were at one time connected. It was an entire long island if you look at it very closely. Then you've got Gran Canaria Island now. Tenerife has the highest mountain, really high of all of them. You can see some small quakes right across that island now, a larger quake here. But on La Palma, and let me pull this up, you've got a lot of quakes, and that's because of that. It's right over the hot spot in the Atlantic that everything is moving over. Notice this underwater area here looks almost like a fault zone. But here, again, it will list the quakes for those that were wondering where can you find that. You can see it here. This is your main city, and these are your larger quakes now. You've got a 4.5 there. That was on the 14th. It's dated slightly different from the USGS as far as the color coding. But you, again, put a little in there, and you can see the larger ones and the multitude of the small shocks are right at the volcano. Now, they've got a camera set up. Right now, we're going to switch over to that. That's looking back at the lava flow that's about to breach another path to the sea. And it's an amazing image because it's about to run over a hill. It's like a beast approaching. Let's go there and check it out. I'll put a link there also. Now, you can hear in the background the roar of the volcano. This is out on one of the ports, and looking back at where this lava field is expected to come down this mountain. It's trying to breach it now. We're pulling the camera up. You can see some very nice, I guess it's hotels and homes spread through here. And this is what it sounds like as it's approaching. Now, we may have some sound mixed in there of the lava burning what's in its path, but a lot of these heavy sounds are from the volcano itself. It's still very active. But now, it's like I said, this is just a few moments ago, and it just started smoking heavily right over the hill. Someone said it's like Godzilla coming over there. But notice these high power transmission lines right here in the center. Those nothing can stand in the way of lava. And we've seen a couple of those already melted at the bottom and fallen over, those and communication towers. But this is a high voltage line here, probably has to do with a lot of the banana plantations. And notice here in the foreground and up the hill, these are also banana plantations. But what we got right now, they're watching it as it's getting very close to rolling down this hill now. And that's going to cut off another road. It's going to kill more power, and of course it's going to destroy everything in its path. I said this yesterday, it looks like this section of these groups of cities, Los Llanos and some of the other ones there, are in major trouble. They may have to make different plans altogether. There may be some migration to other islands or other parts of this island as they try to clear the roads open. It takes a long time for that lava to cool enough before you can do anything. But again, it's very loud as I'm watching this. I just wanted to put it up. I want to put a link here. If this breach occurs, it's just going to be that much more isolation for this section of the island. I think this is the furthest north lava path now. It hasn't quite reached it, but guys, the camera's pulling back and forth as far as backing out, looking at the cliff, which is right below this image. So they just panned in and looked up the hill, and it wasn't very long ago that this smoke was not showing. But again, quick heads up, we're going to watch it throughout the day. I'm going to be on the road for the next few hours. When I get back, I'll check this out. It's a heads up. Be safe.